alive, at least. That's a good thing. Well, we're live. I don't know how long I'm going to be alive, considering the fact that. Oh, let me try that again because I freaked it up. We are live, but I don't know how long I'm going to be alive because I'm coughing my guts up, it seems. No, yeah, there we go. That's what I like. Sound up better. All right. So I was able to get two new trucks, the Outlaw 359 and the Outlaw W900. Now, apparently, I don't know if it is a missing mod detected. What mod is not working? Hold on. I gotta find the one. The modular what now? Oh, it's a Freightliner mod. Hold on. Camera cab over. It's incompatible. Okay. It's one of my Freightliner mods, I think. Here. Let's try that again. The Freightliner FLD mod. Let's go down to the bottom and just work our way up and figure out which one it is it's talking about. I hope it's not the one that I'm thinking it's talking about, because if it is, we're going to have problems. Okay, we're not worried about that one. Modular Mexa. Is that a newer one that I downloaded? It looks like it could be, because yeah. Hold on, let me go down. Snowman Skin Trailer. Okay, so yeah, that one's gotta go. Which I'm not really too worried about that. Nope, it's not the one I was worried about. Okay, we're good. We're good. We don't care. Get out of here! The modular or Modudor Max. I don't know what that is. Hold on, we're gonna have to go find it. I don't even see it. So I get the feeling it's one of those ones that got deleted. Oh well, it's okay. We don't need those mods, am I right, guys? All right. Oh God. I think I had a lot of people in the Discord earlier thinking I was mad about something. For all they know, I was mad about something, and that's what makes it the best. Oh. I've been noticing recently with the War Thunder streams, I've been getting like over 100 views, and I don't know why. I'm not doing anything differently now than I was a while ago. The only thing I did was change the title. Um, but I get the feeling it has a lot to do with Oven joining me, because he's got a few people that are subscribed to his channel that are coming to my channel and subscribing and all, so that they can come in, and they're hoping to be able to join customs and things like that, which is great. I don't mind it, because when it comes to customs, at certain points, the more the merrier. We're gonna be driving a lot on um I can put a link to one of his videos in here. Hold on. I'll put a link to one of his streams or something in here. You guys go subscribe to him. That's an order. Here, I'll do this. See, copy link. Yeah, he better be thankful. I'm giving him free advertisement. And he's not even the one doing it. I don't mind it at all, honestly. I can joke around about it, but I don't really mind at all. All right, we got to be careful on this turn. There we go. So we are driving a what I like to call a two-wheel drive Freightliner Cascadia, I believe is what they call these trucks. It's not very large. It is a very small little truck. Most of the time, you'll see these hauling trailers kind of like this. Sometimes you'll see them hauling like the single small trailers. On the road, you won't see them hauling very large loads. They're not built for it. And I got this with the idea that I would haul a load with it, so I'm hauling a load with it, and I regret it wholeheartedly. This thing, when I was getting over here, I believe I streamed it. I don't remember if I did or not. No, I did not. I was talking to Pollen, and I was showing him how this thing drove. And this thing would hit on the brakes, and it would go sideways without a trailer. So yeah, that was great, honestly. Imagine how that felt. I don't know. I don't have any um I don't have any words deleted to where you can't show them except for that whole BS that was going around for a while where people were going into random ass chats talking about free Palestine. But other than that, like I don't have any um yeah, I had people rating my I had people rating my streams, or not really rating them, but I had one person come in and start talking about free Palestine. Also, hi Bradley, and I was like, I'm not gonna deal with this, and I just made it to where nobody can really say it now. I don't really know how it works, but well, what game is it? It might be bugged out because I don't have it to where nobody can, you know, can't recommend a game. I'm always open to game recommendations. It just depends on whether or not it's my kind of game, which I don't really touch fantasy games that much unless it's got anything to do with a werewolf, then you have my attention. um I don't really mess with anything fantasy related. Games like Halo, I won't touch. Just not my thing. Dude, it's not popping up in the chat for me. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Let me see. Let's see. Community motive. All right. Blocked words. No, I only have the one word. Message delay. There's no one. Participate. Or no. Live chat is on. Yeah, I don't have anything turned off. Maybe try like spelling it out and putting a space in between every letter and see if it'll let you post it that way. Oh, Schnart. Oh, this is gonna be brutal. All right, here we go. Yay. Oh, Beam and G. Oh, well, yeah, I had it. I bought it, but I just I never really played it that much. And dude, you could just say Beam and G and that would be fine. I never really played Beam and G that much, and so I just decided to get rid of it. But like I said, I had it at one point. Matter of fact, I can pull up my Steam and I can show you where it was. I still have it. I could go and re-download it if I wanted to. It's just I didn't really play it that often, for one, and two, I had done everything I possibly could with the game, and I just got to that point with it where I got bored really fast when I played it. So, I took a break from it for a while. Oh, I used to do all kind of crazy stuff. Like I would spawn in the traffic and I'd add the police cars. And what I would do is I'd do all these kind of crazy like slow motion crashes and stuff. I loved them. I loved doing that, but yeah, I know they've been like adding the I'm not really a big fan of career modes when it comes to games like BeamNG. It just doesn't make any sense for it to be there to me. But it is for the most part like a BeamNG. I'm not hating on it. It's just I lost interest, and I'm kind of waiting on them to add it to console because my plan is I'm going to get it on console and play it on there. That way, hopefully, I can actually play it without having to deal with the memory loss thing. And it kind of upset me a little bit too because there was a flood mod that they had and it was working for a while and then they did like an update or two and then it stopped working. Yeah. I had the Komodo Gaming flood crater. I loved playing that map with the flood escape mode, and that was where most of the content would come in as I'd do stuff like that with it. But you couldn't really do anything with it once that broke. So I just kind of got sick of it and I deleted it. Once you get bored of something, it just kind of takes away from the fun of it. And I did BeamNG like I did with Stormworks and all those other games. I played it to a point to where I got sick of opening it up. I did that with American Truck Simulator. I did it with Stormworks and BeamNG. All three of those games, this one included, I would open them, I'd play them like crazy. I played American Truck Simulator when I first got it like crazy. And then Um, it got to a point where I couldn't even bring myself to play it anymore. Even if they did fix the flood map thing or whatever, I doubt I would mess with it anymore. Simply because, there's really no need. Right lane ends, then what was the need for me to even get over here then? Oh, it goes up to 50. Okay, well, we'll go up to 50 then. What in the world? Oh, I see why. Never mind. I don't think I ever drove. How much does the game cost? If I remember correctly, it's like $20 or more. Again, like I downloaded BeamNG. Like BeamNG was one of the first games that I bought and put on my laptop. So it's been like 2 years. So I don't remember how much it actually was. But I'll tell you, it was worth it. It still is worth every dime that you pay for it. But honestly, I'm kind of disappointed with the recent update they added because it just doesn't feel like there was as much added into it as there could have been, if that makes any sense. Like they could have 100% added more to it that they because they only added one new car. That's what pissed me off with it was that they only added one new car and that was it. Like, okay, we're overhauling the graphics, we're doing this, we're doing that. Okay, well, give me some new cars to screw around with. Mine would run it. Mine ran it fine. Like, don't get me wrong, my computer it wouldn't crash if I did something, but like with mine, if I hit an object hard enough, it would like revert me back to somewhere. It does that though with like even some of the best PCs. So my laptop worked on it fine. My laptop actually ran BeamNG probably better than a lot of other computers do. But for me, it was just a game that got boring and I didn't really touch that much. I touched American Truck Simulator more than I do this game because even when I would stream it, people wouldn't really show up. So that really ruined it for me. And then there's the whole other thing, but I enjoyed BeamNG. It was fun. I had for every vehicle Mountaineer, I went in and built my own version with like the most powerful engine, most powerful transmission, certain pair of tires. I had one car that would never stop blowing up. It was one of the older model cars, and I loved the thing. But like I think I had too much turbo or something, and you would gun it and it would go and it would reach like a certain speed and temperature and then the freaking engine would just go and then that was it. It would just drift the rest of the way. It would not have an engine. I think my favorite car though that I built was that little Fiat looking car that they had. I did quite a bit with it and I had like four different things. And what I did, I was like, well, just let's make it fun. And what I did is I was like, okay, let's do like a backyard build. And basically, I stripped all the side panels off of the car. I think I took the doors off and all this crazy stuff. And I was like, yeah, this is the backyard off-road build. And then I did a backyard race build. And I loved them. I thought they were really cool. I think they looked really good. And I enjoyed them. I really did. They were very, very nice little things. And every time somebody would join, I'd be like, "Here, let me show you my cars." I'd get like one of them shown, and then whoever it was would poof and leave. So I just got to a point to where, it kind of got ruined, I guess you can say, because people just didn't seem interested. So I just stopped trying to do anything with it, and I stopped trying to mess with it. And plus, like you said, none of my friends really had it either. So I stopped messing with it. I had like a few people that actually had it, but the issue is well, it's hard to find people that actually want to mess with your view or mess with you and play some BeamNG or whatever. Like I wanted to do, like, if I were to get it again and play it with people, I'll tell you, I know exactly what I would do, and I think I would enjoy it 100%. I would do a freaking police chase, and that would be what I would do. I would do a police chase, and what we would do is we'd have the robbers, quote unquote, would build these crazy, weird designs that they would build themselves, and then the and the cops would have to stick with whatever. And I think that would be what I would do. Because I'll tell you, I could outrun some cops with some of the designs I built. I know I could. And I'd do it with ease because a lot of mine were based upon the idea of, if I can't freaking get enough horsepower to be up and gone in a few seconds, it's not fast enough. That was the idea for the design that I had, and for the most part it worked, honestly. But like I said, I had to have people joining the streams, and that's why for a long time I didn't stream American Truck Simulator, because I would work hard, I would, play this game, I would get on and I would stream it, nobody would show up. Then Kale started popping in and he was like, "Well, I'll watch anything." And for the most part, Kale has watched pretty much any and everything that I've spewed out. But I do I do have to warn you guys, and this is anybody, and I'll probably say it on the War Thunder stream that I do tomorrow. There is a possibility that when I get my job being a flagger, I won't be able to stream as much as I do now. You'll be lucky if I can maybe do like one, two, three streams a week, unless I can somehow get home in the afternoons. If I can maybe get home in the afternoons, it would be better. But again, it would be highly dependent on, if they wanted me to work every day. And if not, obviously I would stream in the morning for those who, whatever. And of course, I'm going to do my best. to get it to where I wouldn't have to work on the weekends. So, I would at least have the weekends to do whatever. You know what a flagger is? A flagger is somebody who stands on the side of the road holding a sign that on one side says stop and on the other side says slow. And basically, the job is to control traffic for like a construction zone. But yeah, if I end up going and getting that job, which I'm going to actually really try to get, um, you guys won't see much of me if I get hired, most likely. You guys won't see, and it's unfortunately a sacrifice I have to make in order to make sure that my future that I want for myself is closer to being in my grasp than it is right now. And I know that's a weird way to say it, but it's the truth. Like if I can get this job, I have more of a chance of getting my train engineer job than I would if I didn't have this job that I'm looking into. As a matter of fact, sometime this week coming, um, sometime this week coming, I got to go over to the place and see if I can put in an application or at least apply there so that hopefully they'll hire me. And if they hire me, there's a possibility I'll have to go into different states, so I don't know how long I'd be gone for that. Um, all this stuff. But if it works out the way that I'm hoping that it does, um, because I know I told you guys I applied for the Sonic job and I did, but they have yet to get back to me about it, so I get the feeling they decided not to hire me because and I hate to be mean, but since, they didn't get back to me in a week and I've given them an entire week. Monday will make a week. And he told me, he would have a schedule or whatever, soon. Okay, it's been a week. I understand you're busy, but it's been a week. Come on, it can't be that hard to draw up a schedule and give me a schedule. So I'm moving on. I don't have time to sit and wait on a job that I honestly didn't want in the first place. You know, I went more or less. I went to get that job more or less to show my mom that I'm serious about trying to get another job because she needs to know that I'm serious about getting the hell out of here because that's what I'm looking into right now is if I can make enough money to put up to save, I'm probably going to try and buy me a single wide and get the hell out of here. And I say a single wide because I'm a simple kind of guy. And the modern single wides come with 3 bedrooms. So think about it like this, guys. I'd have my main bedroom for sleeping and stuff. And then I'd have a bedroom that I could make into my YouTube gaming studio, whatever. And then I'd have a third room for whatever else, whether it be model building or whatever. But I mean, it is the American way to grow up. I'm kind of thinking about like maybe if my friends, I might talk to my friends IRL, and if I get a place, neither one of them have their own place. So maybe I'll rent out the third room to one of them, or maybe I'll rent out both of the rooms to them. I don't know. But that's kind of the secondary idea I have for the third room, just so that I can get some other money coming in to do other things. And plus, a lot of you guys know that, the plan was with the Tahoe was to make it like something that I would film. I'm still not a big fan of filming and showing my face. So, that is something that I still have yet to really get comfortable with, but I'm still taking pictures when I do stuff to the Tahoe and posting it online and stuff so that you guys can see it. I'm just not somebody that is a big fan of showing my face online, especially not considering the fact I know how many people out there really like to come after you. And I've had enough people on YouTube alone come after me for stupid reasons, and I'm not risking it, especially not showing my face, because people have a way of not letting things go and will use everything they can against you, and I'm not risking it. I think a lot of people would agree though with me if I did, when I say if they could see my face. I think a lot of people would agree that I don't sound anything like what I look. A few people have actually seen what I look like, and every single one of them is like, "Dude, you don't look nothing like what you sound like." And I'm like, "Yeah, I get that a lot." I think the only way I'll ever do a face reveal, so to say, is if I go, um, is if I go to like one of those like game cons or whatever. I think that would be the only way um that I would ever that would be the only way I would ever do a face reveal, is if you guys actually came and met me. I've kind of thought about it a few years about going to the one in Pennsylvania. And I think if I did decide to do it, I think what I'm probably gonna do, I'm gonna wait until I hit like 1,000 subscribers. And once I do that, I'll try and see how much it would cost to get a table. And I might actually start producing some merch just for the simple idea of taking it to there and handing it out. I do know I want to try and make some t-shirts with the logo and everything. I don't really have a logo. I'm kind of thinking about taking the I'm kind of thinking about maybe taking the AI thing that I have and having them help me make a logo for the channel, so that when I do merch and stuff, I have something to plaster. But at the same time, I don't want people getting mad at me because of the fact I used AI to make my logo? I mean, I could hire somebody to make like a logo for me, but I'm not paying like anything just for you to draw a sketch of my logo for me? I know a lot of you, at least I know Kale knows, because Kale was one of the only ones that actually signed up for it. There was a point where I actually was going to make hats and stuff and order them to give out and send out, but the way that I was gonna do it, I didn't like it. I think if I decide to do it, I might go through a company, or I might actually try to send it out. But like the way that I was gonna do it is I was gonna get you guys to either give like your real address or get a PO box, and I did not like the idea, for my sake and for yours. I did not like the idea of getting your address. So, I kind of ditched the idea the more I thought about it. So I think if I do it, it'll be like I said, it'll be me getting a booth and handing it out that way. But if I do that, I got to get a banner that'll have my the channel name Southern Wolf Gaming on it. I got to get that. I want to get t-shirts. I'm thinking about maybe I know I want to do t-shirts and hats. I might try and do keychains. And if I could, I would really love to do some like cup coasters, or the not the coasters, the little things you sit your cups on. I don't know what they're called, but I wouldn't mind making some of those too with my logo and all on it. But again, it's a pipe dream until I hit 1,000 subscribers, because I think that's going to be the limit for me. Like once I get 1,000 subscribers, there's more of a possibility that people will try and show up, and I could give like a headway. And I'll tell you, if I do decide to make merch, the way that I'm going to do it is, I'll be like, all right, guys, how long have you been playing War Thunder, Kale, and you're just now finding out how to use the rangefinder? Poor Kale. He's been in the dark for so long, bro. Well, I live on the East Coast, so, and see, that's gonna be the big thing. Is my worry is not that many people are gonna show up, but you know, the way I also see it is, going to something like that is not only an opportunity to meet you guys, but it's also an opportunity to meet new people that would possibly like my content. So, there is a possibility for that, but I don't want to, how do I say it? Um, I don't want to make the stipulation of, if you show up to my thing at the Comic-Con or whatever they call the damn thing. I think Too Many Games is the one I would try to go to if I could. Um, I think that would be really fucking awesome for me to be able to go to Too Many Games. But if I were able to go to Too Many Games, I don't know if Too Many Games is one of those things that they have to invite you, or if it's one of those things where you can actually call and get a table or not. I've never really understood how that works, but if I could go to Too Many Games, I would 100%. The only one I would foresee myself not ever going to is the one that they do in California, and that's just because I know, like California, everything is fucking expensive in California. So I'd end up going to Texas and Pennsylvania. But I think if I did decide to go to one of those Comic Con or the like too many game things like that, I think that would be where I would launch the merch first, and I would see if I could talk to a few YouTubers and stuff and see what company they go through for their merch and see if there was a way that I could just get it to where I could make a post and link it and then get it in the description of all my things and then just copy and paste the link to it so that people could go and purchase the merchandise. But my worry is I don't want people buying a buttload of merchandise because then you're paying me, you're paying the person, and I'm sorry, I'm just not somebody that's willing to accept money from my subscribers. I mean, you guys already do enough by watching my stuff, but that would probably end up being the way that I would end up having to do it. But the way I see it, if you guys did pay me for it, I would just take that money and put back towards making more merch. Like, I wouldn't take a dime of it. I would put every dime back towards the merch so that I can continue to make more of it. But like I said, I'd only want to do like ball caps and t-shirts, maybe some coffee mugs. Uh, I wouldn't go as far as making hoodies or anything like that. Like, I think a t-shirt is better. But then there's like the question of like how would I want to design it? And I already know like I want to get the logo put on the front and have the channel phrase, you mess with the wolf, you get the fangs around it. So probably at the top it would be you mess with the wolf, and then at the bottom it would be you get the fangs. And then at the back it would have like Southern Wolf Gaming or something like that on the back. Or vice versa, something like that. But yeah, I mean, I want to do merch. I do. It is something that I still think about. But one, I can't afford to do it, and two, I don't like the method in which I was using. Now, Kale, if you wanted merch, I've been kind of thinking about it. I might get some hats or order a hat and or two hats and wait for them to come in and just see like how not only I liked it, but I would send you one and see how you liked it. And if you liked it, like continue making more. Because I'm pretty sure I still have them on my Amazon account. I'm pretty sure. But I don't remember if I do. But if I do still have it on my Amazon account, I might go in and try and redesign them or something and order like two of each type. I might even try and do some t-shirts. I might order like one size for me and then a size that would fit you and then get it shipped to me. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I don't remember if I still have the address or not, but I could message you or whatever and we could get it. But I think more or less what I would do is I would probably order them and I wouldn't show you guys what they look like. I would send Kale his first and then I would wait for mine to come in. And what I would do is once Kale got his, I would then make a post and, see what you guys thought about it. And if Kale liked it, he would basically what I'm thinking is making Kale like the spokesperson. Like, do you like this hat? Or do you like this shirt? I'm totally not doing Trump hands right now. I had the Patreon more or less just to see if anybody would join it, but apparently the link didn't work out the way that I hoped it would, so I just decided to leave it alone. I I didn't very much like the idea of having a Patreon anyway. I don't like the idea of having people pay me, so trust me, I've thought about getting monetized with YouTube and stuff a lot of times, but okay, dude, I ain't got time for you to act like you gonna do something. But yeah, I might actually like wait until Kale. I might order some and just see. But the issue is I don't have the money to do it. I'd have to put it in. I got way too much stuff, way too many bills and things, which is another thing that if I get this job, even though yes, I probably won't be able to stream as much, it will give me the ability to purchase it would give me the ability to purchase the merch and put it out the way I want. Oh, come on, car, hurry up. Oh, okay. I can't get over. Never mind. Wait. But yeah, I thought about for a while, um, and I know I've probably said this multiple times. I thought about for a while, like becoming monetized on YouTube so that YouTube would push my streams out a little bit more and stuff. But the more and more I thought about it, I know how YouTube is to demonetize certain things, and I'm just not gonna deal with that. I don't want to have to constantly deal with that. So it was something that I decided that in the long run, I'd rather be my own channel. I'd be more willing to be monetized with like TikTok and just take my videos from YouTube and upload them onto TikTok and get paid from TikTok than I would work with YouTube because TikTok isn't as forceful with any of their stuff. No, see, I don't want to become too popular. And one of the things I've noticed is people will subscribe to the channel, but the most I think I've ever had that have ever actually joined in a stream is like 20 people. That is like the most I've ever had join in a stream.
What? I'm sorry about the
And that's like it. I don't even think I've made it to 20 people before in my streams. And I'm completely fine with that. I'm completely fine with having basically nobody in my streams because it makes it easier for me to have a personal connection with you guys rather than, being like a lot of those YouTubers. Um, I don't, what I'm trying to say is I don't want to be like a lot of those YouTubers. Yeah, but it didn't get what I'm saying, Kale, is nobody really showed up to the stream when I was streaming it. I got those views after I streamed it. But I don't want to be like some of those YouTubers that I've seen. And I can't get mad at them because it's understandable. Like a lot of those streamers will have like a butt ton. Oh no, I am not riding behind that. Move out of my way. And I do mean like a crap ton of people joining in their streams and they can't see them all. So what they end up having to do is if people really want the streamer to pay attention to them and see what they're saying, they have to set up a thing where you pay them. And it makes it look like the streamer won't pay attention to you, um, unless you pay them, and it just makes you look bad. So, do I really want more than about 20 people in the streams? Not really. I'd be complete. I think probably though, what I would end up doing, there is a mode that I can turn on. It says message delay, and it turns on it said set a time limit, and I can set a time limit for you guys, so that like, um, yeah, I just turned it on and off by the way. So I could set a time limit to where like you guys could so that I could still have that personal connection with everybody. It would just be you couldn't chat as much. But that is something that if I get popular enough, that'll definitely be something that I do turn on just for that fact. But I don't know how the slow mode would work. I don't know if that means that just like you couldn't send a message until every minute, or I don't really know how it works. I don't know if that means that like nobody can talk for more than a minute at a time or what. So, that would also be something I'd have to look into. But I'm okay with reaching 1,000 subscribers. Shoot, I'm 10 away right now from reaching 800. Again, a milestone I did not foresee myself ever hitting. But It's just one of those things that happens that you don't ever really expect to happen. So, but yeah, I mean, uh-oh, wrong exit. No, is definitely one of those things that I will use once I get more popular. Um, Kale, Chris's name is Blue because he's a moderator. That little shield that's always beside his name, or it may not be a shield, it might be like a little wrench. Basically, that gives him the ability to like mute somebody if I need them to, or need him to. Well, A10, I have plenty of multiplayer games, but some of them don't work because of mods I have. American Truck Simulator, of course, I can't figure out how to get it to work because of the mods. I'm sure if I turned off every mod I had, it would probably work a little better, but I'm not doing that. I have way too much stuff. Now, I might create a save that's like completely not modded for multiplayer, but you guys would have to let me do what I have to do. But I might actually try and do that for you guys though. Like if y'all wanted to join me, like I could turn off like every mod I had. Okay, dude. You're getting in my way. That's not a good idea. So bye-bye. I'm gone. Yeah, sorry. I was reading something that my mom sent. But I have that. I have Stormworks, which works fine. Brick Rigs used to work fine until I downloaded all these other like off-brand mods that I don't know how to get rid of, and I don't want to get rid of because I'm afraid I won't be able to find them again if I do. Um, and then of course War Thunder. I have SnowRunner that I do goof around with. I have Railroader, Railroads Online. See, I got quite a few games, but I don't know if it's any games that anybody would really want to play. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to play anything like that A10, but I do appreciate the recommendation. Um, there was a game that I was gonna get, Train Sim World. I'm gonna get that soon. I do plan on getting Train Sim World. Um, oh, I also have Easy Red 2. It's a PS4 game. I have Black Ops 1 and 2 on PlayStation if you want to do like a zombies thing, or we could do like some crazy like 1v1s or something like that. That would be cool if I could figure out how to do that. Good, they're back to 55. But yeah, I mean, I've got plenty of games. Games isn't an issue. It's just that I'm not one that's really open to playing different games. I'll tell you a game that I would love to see be made, and I think it would be really cool. And that would be a game that focuses around the idea um that you are a werewolf and you are trying to hide yourself from your friends. Now I know there's that weird mobile game and apparently it's also on this game or the it's on Steam as well. But I want something where you're actually like a legit werewolf and you're trying to hide it from people rather than it being kind of like a board game type of thing. I'd also really like a game to be made um where you can get a group of friends together and one friend has the job of sabotaging the ship that you're on, which you'd have different ships like the Titanic, Olympic, Britannic, Carpathia, and all these different vessels, and you'd be out in the open ocean. And the idea is your friend can go through and they have like certain things that they can do, like blow something up, leave something open they're not supposed to, maybe blow up one of the boilers that would make, the ship explode and start slowly sinking, stuff like that. Sorry. Um, and I would absolutely love to see something like that, not gonna lie. It would be basically like Stormworks, but more of a mystery, and the job is everybody has to then try and fix it, whatever they decide to destroy. And if you don't fix it, your ship sinks. And then what if you manage to fix it, you then have to figure out who it was that did it. And it would basically be like Among Us, but more of a, how do I put it? It would be like Among Us, but there's more of a flair to it where, if you don't do something right, or if you don't fix something in time, your ship sinks. Stuff like that. I think it would be a really cool little idea, but with Stormworks, it's a little hard to do that because everybody has C4. So, and you can actually visibly see the C4. So it's not like you can hide it. There's one person I haven't watched in a while, and I haven't watched them in a while because their channel took a direction that I didn't like very much. I mean, it was no hate towards them. They just, they took a weird ass direction with their channel compared to what they started with, and I didn't like it very much. And they started with like the, oh, members only type shit. Again, money, money, money was all that concerned them, and it pissed me off. Yes, Kale, there's C4 in Stormworks. We were using it yesterday, or at least I thought we were. I'm kind of thinking about grabbing some of the vessels that I know can sink and figuring out a way to turn off name tags and have everybody turn off name tags, and then just have everybody grab like one block of C4, and then making it to where like one person has the ability to like blow up the vessel, and then we have to try and fix it. I think it would be a really cool little idea, but the issue would be figuring out how to make it to where like the one person knows, but not everybody else does. No, we're just gonna skip it. There we go. Close enough, right? Okay, we're gonna go apply. Yes. All right, now we go to the next truck, which is a Western Star. Boy, how much I look forward to this. I always wanted to drive a Western Star. All right. Stormworks, the way that they ended up making it was really weird. They do have something kind of similar to Proxy Chat. They have a little radio that you can use, and that's how you chat using that. All right, we got to go to San Jose. Meh, 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 meh. You mean this horn? All right. Let's look at the. I think one of the things I do want to start doing before I get moving is looking at the interior in my rigs. Oh, I love the rug. I don't remember doing anything with half of the interiors on this. So, I mean, this is a nice interior. Like, I would have figured with the modern Western Star, like it would have been all analog or not analog, all digital, but nah, they got analog in here. I like it. It's really nice. The exterior though is very much like modern-esque. Guys, y'all ain't no, I saw one of the newer Macs yesterday when I was driving, or the other day when I was driving. Oh my God. It looks like they tried way too hard to go with like the Cybertruck design. Like we're talking like the Cyber Big Rig design. And they made this monstrosity of a vehicle that makes me want to throw up. That's how bad it was. Like this was a ugly vehicle, dude. There's no way that's how my camera is set up in this rig. Dude, it's like I have a freaking... Oh no, uh-uh. I don't think I can deal with this. What's your opinion on the electric? Um, I'll put it this way, like I've seen the new electric um mail vans that they have. They look top heavy, and I don't like the look of the Amazon ones either. I think they're stupid. To me, when it comes to delivering packages, I don't think that's where we need electric vehicles. Now, if it's like a big city like Chicago or something, like yeah, it makes more sense to see them there because you're not going very far. But if you're like doing big traveling things like with a big rig, no, I don't think we need electric vehicles. I think we need to keep with the stock um vehicles that we've had for as long as I can remember. Also, if I remember correctly, this is one of my least favorite little sections right here. Mm. That's like I have the same opinion though, funny enough. I have the same opinion on like electric cars. Like I think if you live in the city, I think it's fine. It makes sense. But if you're going long distances, I don't think you need an electric car. Now, I personally, I wouldn't mind getting myself an electric car simply because the fact that I don't know if they do it now, but during the Biden administration, if you owned an electric car, you would get a boost on your taxes and you'd get more money back off your taxes if you owned an electric car. So I was like literally debating buying a smart car. I was like, hey, you know, yeah, if they're gonna pay me a little extra for driving this here electric car, I mean, you know, it'll never fucking move out of the damn driveway, but hey, you know, I'm sorry, like when it's been scientifically proven that it is more dangerous for you to own an electric car and it is more dangerous on the environment for you to own that electric car than it is for you to own a gas powered vehicle. I have to question like if you actually care about the environment or not if you're buying an electric vehicle. And it's like, but it's got more power. No, it doesn't. You just think it does. That battery gives you more torque. which makes you go fast. Yes, I always get money back on my taxes. Last year I didn't get as much as I could have though because of my damn insurance, but yes. That's why everybody loves tax time because, they end up um getting money back. I love doing taxes because I'll tell you now, that's like, yeah, yeah, uh-huh. No, that's like the best tax time thing, bro. That's why everybody, especially me, that's why I love tax time. Because I'll tell you now, tax time is like my cheat month. Until I run out of money, I'm buying shit that I don't need, but I want. Last year, I bought the Tahoe. Best investment I've made so far. I mean, yeah, it's in the shop right now. I'm waiting on my part that I ordered from Walmart to get here, but once it gets here, I'm taking it, and it's really my own fault, so I can't get mad at anybody else. But yeah, I mean, electric cars are more of a danger and a hazard. Like even firefighters were saying for a long time, and I believe they still talk shit about them too, that electric car fires are some of the hardest fucking fires to put out. And it's like, why the hell would you want to build something like, why not build something that can run off of something that you already have around your house, like cooking oil? Like, come on. The idea of a car that can run off of used cooking oil sounds way fucking smarter to me than whatever the hell an electric car is. Hell, there was a guy apparently that came up with the idea of a car that ran off of water, and he died and his idea disappeared or some shit like that. Like, and everybody claims, oh, it was the government. All those conspiracy theories or theorists and their little theories. I swear, I have to wonder sometimes, like, what keeps a conspiracy theorist up at night. And it's like, oh, is the government watching me is the answer, right? It's gotta be, right? I mean, no, I ended up yelling at a friend last night because I mentioned it being close to being a year now since Charlie Kirk died, and immediately all he says is it was the government, and it's like I got pissed. I'm not gonna lie, I got pissed because it's like I'm over here trying to say we should remember Charlie Kirk, and all he's thinking about is oh it was the government that did it, and it kind of pissed me off. And I yelled at him about it because it did piss me off. I don't yell at people very often, but there are some things that do piss me off quite a bit, and that was just one of them that made me very fucking upset. All right, we're going to red. Yeah. Yeah, we'll take the job. Why the hell not, right, guys? And I wasn't trying to be an ass or anything. It really pissed me off because everything I talk about is like, oh, it's the government, oh, it's this, oh, it's that. And I get sick of hearing it all the time. It's like if you're that paranoid, like, and I'm not talking about this person because I don't think this person is that paranoid, but to the people that are that fucking paranoid, if you're that paranoid that, you worry about the government this, the government that, maybe you should go live under a fucking rock so the government can't fucking find you. Dis a fucking peer, you know? Stop being a pain in my ass, you know? That, like, arguably those conspiracy theorists are just as annoying as the ones that are like, oh, aliens are real. I turned on a red light, who gives a shit? Because I'm sorry, when it comes to aliens, go, Booger, if you gonna go. Stupid dog gonna sit there and stare at the door. Like, you know, when it comes to aliens, like, I'll believe it when I see it. That's just how I feel about it. And I know there's people out there that are the same way with Christianity, when I'll believe it when I see it, and it's like, well, by the time you see it, it's too late for you to believe it. So, but, whatever. I don't like hating on people because of their I don't like hating on people because of their, opinions and beliefs and stuff. So, if you believe in aliens, go for it. I mean, for me personally, I'll believe it the moment that I see it. But until I do see it, shut the hell up. Don't try to force me to believe in something that I'm not going to believe in. And that's how I feel. That's honestly how I feel about everything. A lot of Christian ministries and stuff, like, they're so busy forcing uh Christianity on people. It's like, you can't do that. And this is coming from somebody who believes, in spreading the word. You can't just force the word of God on people. They have to choose to want to know about it. They have to choose to want to learn about Jesus Christ. You can't make them do that. Because if you try to make them do that, it will do nothing but turn on you like freaking bad food. It's not going to work out the way that you think it's going to work out. But yeah, the Big Bang Theory is one of the dumbest ones. Like, the Big Bang Theory is like one of the like most stupidest theories I've ever heard of. Like, all right, here's the Big Bang Theory. Poof, the universe exists. What? What? That is the Big Bang Theory in a nutshell. Right there is poof, the universe exists. Like, at least with Christianity, it's like, in the beginning, God created this and that and the other. Like, it kind of gives a meaning to everything rather than it just being poof and then the universe existed. Like, there are some heavy scholars out there that have even said that they won't deny that there had to be something or someone that had to have created the universe. It didn't just happen magically. But yet, these are the same people that refuse to believe in Christianity, which literally states, by the way, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. There's your proof right there, but some people are stubborn. And a lot of and funny enough, my Bible group, we're gonna be why does everything have to have meaning? I don't know. I asked the same question about why do atheists do atheist things, but we'll never get the answer. I the like a lot of people hate on atheists, but like for the most part, I've never really met an atheist. I met one guy that I believe was probably an atheist, and he made the point, and it pissed me off, and it made me say something that I don't think I'll ever stop regretting saying, but at the same time, I don't regret saying it. Like his point of view was like, what's the proof that your God exists and that Buddha doesn't exist? And I like lashed out at him and I said, well, why don't you go and fucking worship Buddha then or some shit like that? And I just lashed out at him. I was like in like middle school. No, elementary school when I told his ass that. I have a hard time understanding why it is that it's so hard for other people to find that Christianity is literally the religion that has the most evidence of it being real, of God being real, of Jesus being real. I mean, you can literally go to the cave that they put Jesus in, and the stone is moved. It is opened. It's not there anymore. There is no body in that tomb. There is literally every bit of evidence that Jesus did exist. They found the scriptures and translated them to the King James Bible and everything. We have every bit of evidence that Jesus did exist, written by people who lived with the man. There is no reason why in the world people can't wrap their head around the idea of Jesus existing other than they just refuse to believe it, even when every piece of evidence is put in their face and it's there, they just refuse to believe it. And to me, that is the person that aggravates the piss out of me the most, is when you have every piece of evidence sitting in your fucking face that it existed, but you still refuse to believe it. That's like me refusing to believe that 2 plus 2 is 4, even though every piece of evidence that's been put in my face literally says that 2 plus 2 is 4. But there was a guy who, I believe he was an atheist, and he went out, and this story will, I think, always live with me. Um, and I find it fucking hilarious to tell other atheists because this guy went out with the idea that he was going to prove Christianity wrong and he was going to prove that Jesus Christ didn't exist and he wasn't the person that people said he was. He went. He could not, and he said himself, I cannot. Um, I could not find not a single piece of evidence that says that Jesus Christ did not exist and that he was not the person that they said he was. He didn't believe in it, but he still couldn't prove that Jesus Christ didn't exist. There is not another religion out there, and I don't give a shit who you are. And if you say otherwise, you're fucking delusional. There is not another religion out there where you can say that there's evidence that proves that the person in said book existed and was who they said they were. I don't give a shit who you are. That's just fact. And if you can't handle that, that's not my problem. I mean, when you look at like the Quran, it was written by a guy that lived hundreds of years later after Jesus that claimed that he was Jesus or some bullshit like that, and he just rewrote the fucking Bible in his own image, trying to make himself look like this glorifying piece of shit that he wasn't, other than a piece of shit. And, you know, there's actual evidence to prove that he was like a warlord and stuff. Like, that's not no, that's not somebody I'm gonna worship. I'm sorry. Buddha never fucking existed. It was a shrine. Every other fucking religion that's out there worships a shrine that somebody fucking came up with and just said, yep, this is my God now. There's not a single piece of evidence that can prove. The Quran is the only one other than the Bible that I will say that you can prove that the person that wrote it existed. But all those other religions are just shrines that somebody came up with one day and just said, yep, this is my God now. There's no proof that says that that character in which they're trying to describe existed. Oh, hurry up, car. Yeah, there's a lot of different religions that are really big. Um, but that doesn't make them to be true. The hard truth is the Bible is a piece of history. It can be proven. There is not another piece of writing out there that can prove itself like the Bible can. I mean, you can go to the place. You can go to the place. And see, that's the issue. That's why so many people have such an issue with Christianity. Because Christianity puts barriers down that no other religion does. Christianity hates the idea of slavery, even though, yes, there were people that were slaves. It never condoned the idea of slavery, or it never, what's the word I'm looking for? It never said slavery was okay. It says that being gay is bad. It says that being lesbian is bad. It says that sleeping with animals is bad. The Bible is hated so much because it lays down a fucking law that people should follow, and people don't like it. Because they want to do what the hell they want to do, and they don't want to live under a law. I can literally pull up my Bible and go through Leviticus and read all the fucking shit that it says that is punishable by death. And guess what? According to the Old Testament, being gay and lesbian was punishable by death. Well, it mentions being gay because during the time, unfortunately, and this is one thing that I feel like people take out of context, when the Bible was written, and even in some Muslim countries, it's still like this. But when the Bible was written, women weren't seen as an equal to a man. They were seen as a lower form of human being to a man. So you don't really see many things being said about women in the Old Testament. But I think it was First and Second Corinthians when we studied that. That was when I started going to church, Bible study and everything. It did mention like cross dressing and everything, women wearing men clothes, men wearing women clothes, and it said that that was not to be done. Again, it's just something that people can't stand about the Bible, that it lays down a law that they're supposed to follow and they can't handle it. It's too hard to be a Christian. You know what they always told me, if it's easy, it's not worth getting. Now, I will say this, like there are some people that, you know, make a big thing about like certain things like, oh, it's a sin to smoke, it's a sin to cuss, it's a sin to this, it's a sin to that. I have yet to find a Bible verse that says anything about smoking, drinking, or cussing. Well, when you look at the Old Testament, a lot of things actually came over from it. Like in the Old Testament, it does mention the being gay and lesbian thing being wrong. It mentions the same thing in the New Testament. But there are some things that don't transfer over because it's more of a Jewish tradition. Like the idea of not eating pork is a Jewish tradition. And after, I can't remember which apostle it was, God sent to the Gentiles, which are us, uh, and we converted to Christianity. That rule did not transfer over to us. So, you know, that's more of a Jewish tradition. It's not like oh, if you're a Christian, you can't eat pork. It's more of a Jewish thing than it is like a Christian thing. And I feel like that's where a lot of people kind of get confused, is because a lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, it says this in the Old Testament, but it doesn't say it in the New Testament. And like that, like I just said, it's a tradition that the Jewish still follow. The Jewish don't touch pork. But I do remember when we were studying the when we were studying first, it was either First or Second Corinthians. I do remember it mentioning that women aren't supposed to wear men's clothes and men aren't supposed to wear women's clothes. Now, that becomes difficult in today's society because in that time women didn't wear jeans. So, you know, then you get like a big confusion thing, like are women sinning because of the fact they're wearing jeans now? I don't think they are, as long as they're wearing their jeans. Like, you know, if a woman wears a woman sized jean, I don't think they're sinning. You know, something like that. But like if you're dressing up, you know, if you're a female and you're dressing up trying to look like a guy, or a guy dressing up trying to look like a woman, that is a sin, according to what I've read. So literally, that should be enough right there to tell you transgenderism is a sin, no matter how you look at it. Shit! That's a truck. I'm okay. Because that's literally what being a transgender is you're pretending to be the other gender. And I say pretending because that's all you're doing. But, you know, but there's also a really big thing that I feel like a lot of people tend to forget that the Bible says, and it does piss me off that people seem to forget it. And the Bible says it multiple times, and it kills me seeing people forget the part where it literally says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Oh boy, hold on. Let's get up at like, yeah, there we go. We'll do 2 hours. Sure, why not? That's one of my big ones. And I've always taken that at face value. So, like, Kale, let's say if you started insulting me for no fucking reason, just because you could, you know, then you're basically giving me every bit of right to treat you like shit like you're treating me like shit, you know? And there's always that other one too that, I'm still trying to wrap my head around that one. It's like, if someone slaps you on the cheek, turn your other cheek so they can slap you on that one too. And basically that's like basically telling you to I really don't know how to explain that one. I really don't. But like the way that I've always perceived it is basically it's telling you to like ignore people that do you wrong and just take it as much as you can and try not to lash back at them, which is kind of infuriating a little, not gonna lie, like very very infuriating. I'm not saying that you would, I'm just saying like use it as an example. But yeah, there's a lot of things in the Bible that I still don't understand, but I am trying to understand them. And but yeah, at the end of the day, it's like you said, Kale, at the end of the day, people have to choose to believe in Christianity, or more or less in Christ. And you know I think it pisses me off more when they use the excuse that there's not enough proof that Christ exists for them to believe in it. That's more or less what I'm going with when I say, there's more proof about the Bible than there is any other religion, because there is. But, you know, that's the thing that pisses me off with it, is like, oh, there's not enough proof for me to believe in Christianity. And it's like, have you been like under a rock? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's one of my favorite quotes out of the Bible. But my most favorite quote, John 3:16, for God so loved the world, He gave his only begotten Son, that whomsoever shall believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. We live in a world today where people are more focused upon themselves than they are about others. And that is where um that is my issue with today's society. Like, we're so focused upon trying to shove our own beliefs upon people that we don't really take into consideration, what they may prefer, whatever, and that's why I don't try to be what they would call somebody who goes and leads somebody to the Lord. I don't know how to go about it, because the way I see it, I can read you the Bible all day, but you're not going to decide to join Christianity or to believe in Christ just off of me reading you the Bible. I don't know how to teach people. I don't know how to do all that. I can't. I've tried. It doesn't work well. People don't believe me. I'm more of a black and white type of person anyway, and the way I see it, if you're sinning, you're sinning. If you're not, you're not. I'm the kind of person that'll spit out straight facts, and I don't give a shit who I hurt, you know? But I'm also somebody that likes to treat people with equal respect as they give me. So, like, that kind of tangles up a lot. But, you know, I've noticed that I can be both, and it doesn't really mess up friendships. Like, you guys know Puck, or at least you should, Ceremony Diver. Me and him disagree on a lot of shit. There are a lot of things that we disagree with, but we're still friends. We've had what I would call like small arguments about it before, but it's never been anything that would cause us to stop being friends. Would we not talk to each other for like a day or 2 days or three or whatever? Yes, we've done that before. I don't know one friendship that hasn't not talked to one another for a few days after being angry with each other. But that's like how I am. I'll say what I mean and mean what I say. I used to be the guy that would just, yeah, uh-huh, yeah, I agree with you. I used to be that guy. I'm not that guy anymore. I'll tell you how it is, and if you don't like it, oh well. I grew up for a long time just being more of a pacifist. Somebody that would agree with you no matter what, and, no matter what my feelings were. Now, hell no. You'll be lucky if your ass gets me to agree with you on anything. I have my own opinions. I have my own, feelings. And, I appreciate it when people sit here and listen, like you're doing, Kale. I mean, you're not lashing out at me. You're not, hating on me. You're not trying to, change my point of view. You're sitting here, you're listening. And I appreciate that. I do. But it's like you said, when it comes to Christianity, I learned a long time ago, you can't force people to believe in the same thing that you do. For me, I believe in Christ because I've survived shit that I probably shouldn't have survived. And it's especially obvious when I got ran over by a tractor when I was very young. Not very young, I was like 9 or 10. When I got ran over by that tractor, I knew someone kept me alive that day. And a lot of people will say, well, the dirt was soft, so you just compacted into the dirt. This, that, and the other. Okay, who made it rain? I don't know. Uh, I don't know, Kale, but a lot of people do. A lot of people will lash out at other people because of, them having a difference in opinion. And I hate to admit it, but, I have unfortunately done it a few times. Like what I was talking about earlier with um Demon last night, I lashed out and, I do feel bad about lashing out about it, but at the same time, I don't because it pissed me off and I allowed him to know that. And it wasn't like a I'm angry at you type of thing. It's just a like I'm getting sick of hearing the constant, it's the government thing. And you heard it in the stream. We got to talking about it, and I had a better understanding of what he was talking about. And again, we went right back to just chilling out and talking. It didn't fucking matter. But yeah, I mean, I don't believe for 1 second that the events that happened to me when I was younger, I cannot bring myself to believe that that was just by coincidence. I'm sorry. I cannot bring myself to believe that me magically surviving getting ran over by a tractor is something that, just magically happened and that I'm lucky. There's been a lot of people, um, there has been a lot of people that have that I believe that I've helped. Whether it be and see this is something that I'll always believe as well. I believe you're in a place that you're at for a reason. I believe that um I believe 100% that you're put into certain situations for a reason. You're being prepped for something. You don't know what it is, but you are. You're being prepped for something. Also, here in about 8 minutes, I do have to go. I'm going to try and get this rig as far up the coast as I can. Uh, we're going to see how far we can make it in 8 minutes. I have to get my brother fed and changed so that he can go to bed. And then I'm going to go ahead and get ready so I can go and get me and my little brother something to eat. We're getting Chick-fil-A tonight. My mom wanted me to give my brother this chicken pot pie that she made or whatever, so not really a pie, but it's really good. I've had it before. It's really good. But that's kind of Kale. If I'm being honest with you, that's kind of what the American Truck Simulator um streams are for. Like if I need to talk, I'll fucking stream American Truck Simulator, and there you go. I can talk because for the most part, the truck drives itself. I put the lane assist on, I put cruise control on, and I just sit here and watch the truck. But I mean, I've met a few people, going back to the religion thing. I've met a few people that just choose not to believe in anything for their own reasons. I guess for some people, like the idea of there being a higher power bothers them. I don't understand why it would be a bother but for some people, yes, I'm aware that there are people out there that it does. Um, I know there are people out there that just don't like the idea of there being a higher power that could possibly be watching their every move, and I can understand. When I think about it, I think about things that I probably shouldn't think about, like, I wonder, one, what I'm gonna look like when I get older. Um, I wonder stuff like that. I wonder like what it's gonna be like when I take my final breath. Stuff like that. Oh shit, that's a Mustang. Here, Mustang, get over. Come on, come on. There you go. I worry about stuff that I probably shouldn't worry about, but it is stuff that I do think about a lot. Wait, hold on. What do you mean you don't have a Chick-fil-A on the Big Island? That feels like a darn. No, I'm mad at Hawaii now. Y'all gotta have a Chick-fil-A. Wait, don't y'all wait, if y'all don't have Chick-fil-A, y'all gotta have at least a knockoff place of it, right? Like some Hawaiian version of Chick-fil-A? No, I'll tell you one thing that hold on, my ear hurts from wearing these headphones. I'll tell you one thing that aggravates the piss out of me, and that is In and Out, the CEO for In and Out had said some shit about like how they'll probably never, or she said something about she doesn't foresee In and Out making it to the East Coast in her lifetime. And the dumbass excuse that she gave was like how the products that they're um they don't want to have frozen food or their foods would go bad by the time it reached the East Coast. And it's like, then build a fucking storage place near the East Coast so that you can deliver shit. It just sounds a lot to me like In and Out is just wanting to be one of those fucking restaurants that. And now, what pissed me off is they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna put a store in Tennessee, but we won't put one on the East Coast." It's like you dumbass. You don't fucking realize how good Whataburger. Well, Whataburger, I hate to be mean, was ass. I had it. It was ass. Liquid ass. Okay, I am not sitting behind all this shit. Move out my way. I'm gonna fucking put my flashers on and go for it. I'm sick of riding behind that slow ass shit. But nah, nah. We had a Burger King up here where I was at, or where I'm at. But the reason they got shut down, they've been shut down twice now. Burger King in my town has been shut down twice. And the last time, I don't know about the first time, but the last time that they shut down because of the fact that they weren't making enough money because the fucking employees were giving out food without paying for it. So yeah, that was a kicker. But now we have a cookout, and cookout I'm not gonna say is liquid ass, but um it's not exactly my first choice for a burger joint. I'll put it that way. Like if I want, like there, every time I've gotten their chili cheese fries that they have, and I kid you not, every damn time. Every time I've gotten their chili cheese fries, they have been so fucking salty, bro. I couldn't eat them every time. Pissed me off. Nice. I'm glad that you made it to rank 4. Now I do have to pull over because it is 7 o'clock. Now I might just go on ahead since I gotta warm up my brother's food and I do have to let it cool. I might come back right fast. But for now, we're just gonna sit this here, put the parking brake on, and turn on the map. I'll be back. Oh my God. Ugh. Um, Kale, long story short with the potato sniffer, um, I really don't know. Um, like we would talk every now and then, and then he just like he used to play like Stormworks and stuff with us, but he stopped really doing anything with us. Stopped really communicating with me after a while, so I figured I had done something wrong or something. So I don't try to contact him. He doesn't try to contact me. My dog says hello, by the way. Buddy, say hello. Hello. Buddy, say hello. Hello. Buddy's the white one, by the way. I got a white one, a black one, and a brown one. Yeah, I'd like to. I kind of been thinking about it, and I think something I'd like to do is I'd like to try and get like 4 people to join in the Stormworks things. And if I can, I want us to try and do not only the thing I was talking about earlier, where we try and guess who basically sabotages the ship, but I'd also like to do one where we grab 2 naval or 2 warships and try to murder each other with them. We had one. Um, we have 3. I have 3 people, including myself, that would do it. We have me, Ceremony, and then M22 if he could ever get his to do it. And if City would join us, we could do that. We could do a thing, and we did it one time before. We did like a CSS Virginia versus the Monitor, and funny enough, the CSS Virginia won. But if we were gonna do one, I think I would want to do an interesting one. And see, I don't want you joining if you're gonna be super laggy, because it's gonna be really difficult for you to actually play. And I don't want you to be bored to death the entire time, and you'd end up being bored because of how laggy you are. But I would love to have other people join us. I will put it that way. I'd love nothing more than to have other people join us. I might try and get a group of people together one day and us do something like that for a stream. Like I have quite a few vessels that we could use for the sinking ship survival thing. So my idea would be, I think if we do it, we're gonna do like sinking ship survival. So there'll be like 4 people. And I think the way that I would want it to work is, um, I have a few vessels that have like a sinking feature where they sink when the hull takes a certain amount of pressure and stuff. So my idea is we'll get out to sea, we'll sail through whatever, and then we'll do like a sinking ship survival. And we'll have the lifeboats and everything that'll help us and stuff. But I might try and do it tonight. I might see if I can get But with it being Saturday, I don't know if Ceremony would be able to join us because Ceremony does something with his Civil War reenactment game people on Saturdays. So I doubt he would be able to join us. But I might contact City and see if he could join. And then if you could join, then that would make 3 at least. Oh, I see Kale's playing Stormworks. Dude, I'm literally about to pass this little freaking camper. If we get like a really good stretch of road, I'm taking it. Fuck it, here we go. We're passing on this side. I don't care. Sick of the camper. Alright, now we do this. And then we do that. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna try real fast to end this, and then I gotta get my brother fed, and then I'm going to go on ahead and I'm gonna go on ahead and end the stream. And if I decide to do some Stormworks, I'll message you. I'll tag you in the Discord, and I'll see if I can get Pup to join us or not, or Ceremony. If he'll join us, then it'll be fun, but if not, I'll try and get City to join us, and we'll do a sinking ship survival. I have, like I've said, I have quite a few vessels that we could do it with. Although it could be Kale. The reason you were lagging, it could have something to do with it could have something to do with um the map that we're using, because the map is altered to have those artillery pieces on it, so that could be causing a little bit of your lag. So if we just get the vessels, I think you should be fine. So I'll create another multiplayer map or something. I'll message City and see if he'd be willing to join us or not. I don't see why he wouldn't, but we'll see. Because the idea is we're just going to let the weather kind of determine it, and what we'll do is we'll have C4 in case we don't have a sinking feature, which most of the ones that I'm going to be using will have a sinking feature on them. So that'll at least be helpful. Oh, okay, I don't have to really get over yet. I'm gonna go ahead and get over anyway, though. So you want to know You want to know how truck drivers are supposed to actually make turns and stuff? I'll show you. Dude, that car just freaking pulled out in front of me. Oh well. They're lost, not mine. So big rigs have, like, depending on how long their load is, they have a certain way that they're supposed to turn. So with a load like this, the idea is to try and keep from having to get over the yellow line. So once I get the green light, which is what I have, you're supposed to do this. So that you give yourself a wide berth. And there you go, see? I made it just fine. But on some of these smaller roads, like this one here, the goal is to try and keep from hitting that line. So sometimes you have to like do like a really weird maneuver, and you have to like go this way when you're turning left and right when you're going left, you know? All right, well, I gotta get in here, so you're about to see what I mean. Well, no, I didn't get to do it as well as I wanted to, but all right, well, let's pull it in here. We're gonna just I did not just kill a man. I clipped his rear bumper. In reality, he would be fine. Oh boy, this is gonna be one of those ones for sure. All right, let me just. That should be clean right there. Yep, we're good. All right, cool. We're good to go. Boom. And I'm done. Look at that. That's 2 loads delivered in a day. I'll say that's pretty darn good. Okay, hold on. Long distance delivery bonus, high value cargo bonus, fragile cargo bonus, and a urgent delivery bonus. Pretty darn good for my first thing. But anyway, I'll just show you my next truck that I gotta pain myself with using. I don't like this truck. Also, who gave the old man some proper or some of the ability? Yeah, this is the next one. Well, I have mail. I haven't gotten mail in a while. What's the email say? Leon R. All right, hold on. Let me go to the Leon. Where are you at, Leon? I wish there was a way you could actually look up. Hold on, Leon. I'm looking for your name. The flip you mean you need a truck? It's right there. You dummy. Hey, there's another Leon R. Let's go look. Nope, that's the only Leon R. I don't know what his issue is. Hold on, let me go read that email again. I don't know if you noticed, but I've been sitting at Sacramento without work for 3 days now. I'm getting pretty annoyed because I need money to pay my bills and I can't make any if I'm. I don't understand what his issue is. He's got a he's got a truck. He literally has a truck. I just saw him. He has a truck. What is that? There we go. Seals. The only easy day was yesterday. U.S. Navy SEALs. I like that camo. I do. What do the lights look like? This thing doesn't have any lights, but that's okay. You can run, but you will just die tired. That's funny. What do you guys think? I think, wait a minute, hold on. Oh, no, nope, I gotta go fix something right fast. Hold that thought. I don't know how I missed that, but I did apparently. All right, hold on. Let me go fix something on my truck. I can't believe I missed that. There's a mirror on one side, but not the other. There we go. Now I feel better. Now there's a mirror on both sides. I think I might actually get rid of that third axle because I'm not really a big fan of it anyway. Yeah, I like that a lot better. I like that a lot more. Let me see if there's something I can do with it. Nope. 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 I can do dual exhaust. Hell yeah. Get the paint thing on there. Oh, hell yeah. That looks a hell of a lot better. Wait, hold on. Basic standard. Oh, dude, yes. Thank you, game. You just saved my ass. Looks so much better. Yeah, what does this standard look like? Can we get the paint? Yes, I want the paint chrome. Hell yeah, that looks so much better now. We don't even need the mid lift. But anyway, that's our truck. This is going to be our truck. My ear. Anyway, I hope everybody. Wait, hold on. What does the interior on this thing look like? Oh no. Wait, actually, that's not that bad. It's actually really not that bad. I like that. Anyway, wrong button. Anyway, I hope everybody has a lovely day. And remember, you mess with the wolf, you get the fangs. Y'all have a good one.